Hi, my name is Amy, and let's make some bad financial decisions together. Um, Sorry about my dogs. They are Great Pyrenees. It's just what they do. It's at night, and they're protecting my property. So, um, now I lost my train of thought. Tonight, I wanted to talk about a new fund that I just found out about. It is from Graniteshares, and they're talking about it being a basically an NVIDIA killer, which I don't know. So, um, someone I was watching their YouTube video and they had the SEC filing. This is the first time I've ever actually read through one. Um, but the primary objective of this is to seek current income, and it is a 2x leverage ETF by Graniteshares, which I do listen to a lot of dividend and high yield YouTube channels because that's what I also believe in. However, this is a leveraged ETF, and so it feels just a tiny, like a different niche than Nvidia from Yieldmax, because Nvidia by Yieldmax is has been giving out over 100% distribution. There's really not much of an incentive to go to anybody else. I think the biggest incentive, though, is if you can get close to 100% distribution rate, but also have a stable NAV or a NAV that even beats NVIDIA. Like if you could have 1x something of NVIDIA, if you keep it long term, because that's what happens when you have a 200 times um, leverage. It's not whatever you put in times 200. There's like time decay and nav erosion and all that. So it's going to be like 1x. And it could be like 1.2. It can be, well, it could be less because of drawdowns. You also get 2x drawdowns. It could be like 0.75 sometimes. What I'm trying to get at is one time something of NVIDIA is amazing. If you can also get like 50% distribution rate, then that to me is worth it. Now, um, I just, it's ironic to me because this has probably been filed for a while, but I just heard about it on YouTube where someone said, hey, can we get a 1.5 leveraged of these with this yield max strategy? That way we could have 115%, but we could also have NAV appreciation. And I kind of agreed with 1.5. I'm not an expert. All this is for entertainment, but to me, um, this kind of derivative is leverage, and so is the 2x synthetic cover calls. So there is such a thing as over leverage, like when you have 4x stuff. So um, I would just like enough not to have to worry about NAV erosion. But if I'm doing this for high income, I want my 100% yield. However, there's two things. Graniteshares, they already have NVDL, and this already pays a distribution. It's just annually, but it's 17%, which is great. Or 15%. It's a lot comparatively for something I wasn't expecting to have a distribution. I should probably find that while we're here. Performance. Um, is it there? Distribution. Um, yeah. So it paid $10 per share in December last year, which turned out to be about 15%. So this is already paying more than most high dividend ETFs, and it's 2x. So like I invested some and I lost my day trade, and it's just kind of sitting there. Like I don't mind, because in a year I'll get 15%, which is fine because this is going to grow. And all I'm saying is it's fine. But I've heard, I think it's MVDU. I should have looked this up beforehand. MVDU, is that also? Yeah. So some people want NVDU because it does not pay any dividend. So they do not want to take the hit in the temporary hit to the price of their stock to get the dividend yield. So it just depends. Like if you want a 2x NVIDIA, you can do NVDU and not take the hit. But to me, if I get stuck with NVDL and I get a 15% consolation prize at the end of the year, then that's fine. So my confusion is, as far as I know, this is basically the only 2x NVIDIA stock that pays a dividend in the United States. So I could be wrong about that because, like, I just took another look at Curve today, so I need to figure out what they're doing. But there's not that many funds right now, so they're putting in to make a fund that's competing with their own fund. And to be fair, well, one other thing, they also have NVD, which is the short, which is 2x. So these two are the ones that I use. And basically, I do feel more comfortable being an NVDL than NVDU because of the distribution. So if they come out with a new fund that pays monthly dividends that is 30 to 40%, there's almost no reason to not invest in it. Let's go to the fund map real quick. So they have, I think they'll have to have a new section here when they actually start making this fun. But this is a high income ETF, and they pay, are you gonna open it up? Thank you. Basically, I should wait for things to happen. But if you go to the distributions, and of course they don't have it. Anyway, it's on June 26th. And if you go to, where, here, these distributions, the declaration dates aren't until the 3rd, which means you do not have to choose. You don't have to sell out of your NVIDIA to go into these new Yieldboost if they are not on the first week of the month, which I really do hope they don't, because I'm doing a dividend wheel, I think the actual term is a modified dividend capture strategy, where I'm using QDTE and 4 funds. So when I get paid that week for QDTE, I choose the next fund to put the distributions in, and when I get the distributions from that fund, I put it back into QDTE, and it just keeps getting bussed over, and it goes around and around. So instead of, and my strategy for that was one Yieldmax ETF, not NVIDIA or Misty, because those are 100% and they're not going into a dividend wheel like that. QDTE, but then something like FEPI, and then SVOL and SPY-T. So like SVOL and SPY-T are, broader index or safer investments. I want to make sure that I'm in funds that are not Yieldmax, and that they have more diversification, or just are outside of the market, something different. if I'm not getting the highest yield, there has to be a reason why it's in my portfolio. But I wouldn't, because I'm also going to, when they come out with RDTE, which is the small cap, I'll probably start a second dividend wheel. So I'll have, 10 ETFs I'm solely snowballing together. But for RDTE, one of the spokes on the wheel could just be Graniteshares. It's not just going to be for NVIDIA. I actually don't have that much interest in Tesla, but they'll be doing Google and Amazon and other ones. So it would be good to have like a fourth week and a first week that we get super high yields, and then we can choose two others that are not too shabby but also have a less expense ratio and will probably do better in a bear market. So I just want to get as much as I can with my 100% yields. Please do not take these away from me. But at some point you do have to protect and hedge your portfolio, or in the next bear market you're going to lose like 90% of your holdings and be sad for 20 years while it recovers. So anyway, so I guess in summary, I'm interested in this 2x yield boost from Graniteshares. I'm confused why they're competing against their own product, since it's the only product really out there that does that thing. But I think it's going to be attractive for both high income investors and people who are in leverage, because I would sacrifice some, not a lot of performance, but some of the 2x performance in order to get a really nice monthly income. So even if it's at 17%, well, see, that's the thing. Graniteshares is expensive. Let's see. Yeah, so they're at 1.5%. So I think that if their returns are above like 30%, I will probably, and I'm not, with these kind of funds, there's going to be hype, and it's going to shoot up in the first 2 or 3 months, and then it will normalize. So I will wait. I will keep an eye on this. I guess I went through why it's a good idea and why it's a bad idea. The thing that makes me, I just dislike it when things are compared to other things that it doesn't make sense. Like, does this make more sense to be compared to a high yield chaser or to someone that is interested in doing leverage? I would argue that this is more for leverage people to have the option for high income, and not a enticing thing for high income seeking individuals. But who knows? This is a bad idea because it's not even listed yet. And it's too new. Nobody knows what it's doing. This is one of those choose 5% of your portfolio for your YOLO. This is your YOLO. It could be over leveraged. It could just totally fail because it's way too much leverage. I think that if you're going to be doing leverage anyway, or as a part of your dividend wheel, so it's not an extremely high amount of money, then this can be really good, and you can earn, in the best case, 1x in the long term base in comparison to the underlying. So that's good. I will, when they announce that this is actually going to be a thing, I will probably wait a few months just to see what it's doing, but I might use it for mostly day trading and, leaving dust behind. Um, I think that is the use case I will have for it. Basically, on the days that NVIDIA is having a good day where the moving average is going up like a 45-degree angle, where the MACD indicator is, telling me to buy or sell um, on a single day, I would do this fund over NVDL because the um, the consolation prize is you get income. So a little bit of a safety net. Also, I might be wrong about this, but because of the puts and everything, this actually might be shielding you a little bit from the downturn. Like, not an amazing amount, but just a tiny bit, which is always nice. So, anyway, those are my thoughts on Yieldboost. I am, reasonably optimistic that this will be a good fund. Also, I was just checking out my channel, and oh, hey, look, views. People have been looking. So thank you, and I appreciate you, whoever listened to this. So, please like and subscribe, I guess, and I will keep talking to myself in the void. Bye.